Alright, how you doing? It's me, Zacharias. How you doing? Okay, so I saw a video from Exotical United, and we're gonna talk about this. Okay, 90's fine, and she still mentioned the colorism, hair and textureism that was back in the 1990s. It wasn't technically that, because I'm sorry, when I look at the fake wokeness, not the real wokeness, as in being grassroots and going out there and protest and take political action, I see this buffoonery of it, okay? Because back in the early 90's and 80's, and I'm 45, we believe in looking your best, okay? Yeah, there was some colorism, heritageism, okay? I remember, like I said, I'm not against skin tanning, skin bleaching. If people want to do it to their body, mind your business. Go on with your lifestyle. Worry about what they do with their body. Worry about your own damn body. Okay? I'm getting tired of the hypocrisy of that. Okay? Now, but everybody looking presentable. This is 2025. I'm glad we woke it up again. Okay? We got this ratchet buffoonery pickaninny and called it black. If you do your research why that's going on, first of all, a lot of African people do not know their history, and it's the same. They believe, going by the one drop rule, African people are not pure black. We're not monoracial. We are multiracial. It's funny when claiming that their white DNA came from rapist white men in slavery, but then they want to perpetrate the attitude. And I said, oh, we got they listen to R. Kelly music. Some still liking Diddy. Diddy and R. Kelly perpetrate what the slave master did on the plantation. Okay, who else in line? Okay, so in Drake, him too, allegedly. Okay, they saying he messed with underage. Okay, you get my point. But it's but your favorite artist can rape somebody and get away with it in your eyes, and it's wrong when you get locked up. But slave master's wrong. Y'all get my point? Okay, this is double standard. I don't like double standard. I hate double standards. Anyway, so calling themselves niggas. They ain't nothing black and proud about being called a nigga. But see, it's reinforcing stereotypes and claiming it is a way of being proud. And so in 2000s, when Bush came in, the second Bush, the Bush song, whatever you want to call it, before Obama, celebrating buffoonery was big, especially when it comes to the brothers. Like I said, when I went to Job Corps, because I guess I was a nerd to some of these Latinas at El Paso Job Corps, but I wasn't the third nigga, and they wanted the third nigga. And I had to think, I know your parents definitely don't want that. Okay? If they are practicing Horadas, they definitely don't want no brother to be the third nigga. And they knew, some of them knew exactly what they were doing. Because I never forget, I was in Job Corps in 2004, this real dark skin, but he was Creole. His family, I go ahead and say his nickname. Okay? If anyone, they call him Smoke. Okay? Because he's the darkest one in his family. His family Creole, I guess his camera like me and lighter than me and higher, like brighter than me. But he came to dog like an African on the ship. So they called him Smoke. So Smoke was I'm sorry, he was from New Orleans. What is before Katrina? What stereotypical? I'm sorry, he did. I'm watching his behavior. But you had these Latina girls all trying to holler at him because he portrayed this bad black man stereotype. He the darkest, okay? And I'm on my head thinking, don't your family don't want no brother acting a fool? I used to get like, cause you want to be that brother that jeopardizes people's stereotypes, right? And prove the idiot wrong. That's how brother I am. But no. So this is back in 2004. It's when Beyonce and Kelly Michelle was singing Soldier. Stand up for me. Carry big things if you know what I mean. Big penis. I know exactly because they pointed at large belly stomach when she was pregnant. Okay, so I know exactly. You ain't talking about no big things and muscles. You're talking about the penis. Okay? Carry big things if you know. It's that ain't hood. I ain't talking to whoever. Better be she you want to mess with whoever. Like I'm a soldier and you're a soldier. Stand up for me. But you asking a third nigga to be a soldier. Just dumbing down your damn standards. Now, I knew. I said 2004. I said this is buffoonery. These women gonna get tired of them thug niggas, and they gonna start bashing. And guess what? At the time she over bashing the ratchet sisters, here comes Cynthia bashing the thug niggas. Okay, I don't hardly get offended too much with Tommy and Cynthia because the only thing that they're wrong is generalizing every man, every woman of African American descent. You'll say a black American descent, $8 forever. I don't like the term LPA because we're not pure black. Okay, stop with that foundation of black. We're not. Genetically we're mixed. Okay? That's why we come different colors and hair to stop denying who the hell we really are. Okay? So, because you want the master approval. That's what this whole thing is. Well, I gotta get master approval if I don't like master. So I gotta say I'm pure black way. I'm not. No, I'm not with the approval of getting mass approval. We're getting truth approval. How about that? Don't go along with your oppressor's approval, okay? But that's what some of the African descending people, Black American descending people. I'm sorry, not all. I'm not God, I know everybody, but that's why I counter on social media and in person. Like someone like me is a minority, okay? So back in the 90s, especially early 90s, in the 80s. We believe in comb your hair. We believe in keep your pants up. Putting lotion on, not look ashy. Okay, don't be looking like some ashy Sambo and a pickaninny mist show. This is the time I grew up. Okay, if you have natural kinky hair, you make sure that them butt shots are combed. Don't walk around here looking like buckwheat, okay? It wasn't about being anti-black. It was not buying to anti-blackness or anti-black black inferior complex of white supremacy. Because white supremacy wants you to see at the lowest and looking dumb and stupid. That's why they had the crack epidemic. When the CIA bought crack, cocaine, used to say 10 priests to put curses on the cocaine, turn the crack. People selling their mama, selling their daddy, selling their kids, breaking their own family business, their own family house to get some stuff. That's the manifestation of that satanic curse. And it turned our people, some of my people, back and look on plantation, okay? Because I bet you back in the 70s and 60s, the person that smoked that crack did not look like that. Before they took smoke, okay? I'm being honest with you, they knew exactly what they were doing. So when I hear 90s fine, because we just came out of the crack era, and we still were promoting looking your best. Now, I'm no homo. Tupac, dark skin, right? He said he's a dark skin for his light skinned dad. Tupac, no homo, look presentable, look handsome. He ain't look like buckwheat. He ain't look like no Kodak Black, looking all thuggish, looking out. He talk about thug life, but he still look presentable. He was 90s fine. He was dark skinned, by the way, okay? He didn't look like Kodak Black, looking like buckwheat and looking all crap. Look, and I'm gonna people which homecoming fans will come after me, but he was being, that's why before he died, and after golf got into care because you took that contract and you explored yourself, and look what happened. Okay, you get what you get. No offense, God forgive me saying that, but Rich Homie Quan saying my nigga, look at all buffoonery. Okay, these are the thugs back in them days. Look presentable. The drug dealers who was selling crack in the hood got nice clothes. They were not looking like no pickaninnies on a plantation, okay? The reason why they were selling crack and Kush, well, it wasn't Kush then, and I'm not defending drug dealers, but the reason why they didn't know how to do a educational legal hustle, so they did the ignorant hustle, and it was selling to their own people, was being coonery, but they did to get out their means of being in poverty. In the late 90s and 2000s, well, no, late 90s, we still was promoting looking your best. But it was, they were planting, the industry was planting that seed to make sure you look like buckwheat once they get done with you. Okay? So, right after the Puffy era, after Biggie had died, and he promoting this, wearing the Versace, Biggie was wearing it too, but I'm talking about, because the Biggie, I don't like Puffy. Puffy is nasty, dirty, but I do like the fact that his music, he promote being ghetto fabulous, not being in the ghetto, but get out the ghetto looking good and being good. Talking about in professional and having the best clothes and best girls and stuff like that. Now I do give Diddy that. The one thing I don't like Diddy, how he exploit, abuse his art, sacrifice, satanic, and all the other stuff. I cannot condone that. But the music, because I thought some of the East Coast or West Coast, it's really a light skin and dark skin. And no offense to Suge Knight, I want Suge Knight fans. So Suge Knight had yellow bright skin, okay? And he was picked on in school. We had that long jerry curl. That was his hair. No weed. He had long jerry curl. And he picked on in school when he was a football. Ask some gangsters they knew him. When he got to college and became big and became a football player in college, oh, he got books since he knew how smart them and use the N-word, the white man's niggas who chose to be dumb. That's why he ended up taking different records. No offense, I'm not defending Harry O and Lydia, but when after they had the issue with Jimmy Iovine, he took it, but he knew how to bully them folks who choose to be the dumb niggas. Because you dumb nigga, you don't get dumb. I'm not being real with you. And I'm not in the Bible, but the Bible says people suffer lack of knowledge. You choose to be uneducated and ignorant, you're going to always be treated less than human. That's why the slave master didn't want the slaves to be educated, okay? So, Suge Knight got education, but still had a thug, and he's still mad about how he was getting bullied in school, okay? And he gonna show, and he said, I bet he was probably telling himself, I'm gonna show them thug niggas how they treat me in school. Once I get this education, get this money that they don't have, I'm gonna bully to get my revenge. And I think when he took Death Row Records and had Suge Knight, will have Jimmy Iovine run it. Okay, the demonic fool, we know he's the satanic Jimmy Iovine. That's when he was trying to show how hard he was. He showed that insecurity, and I'm not saying all bright skinned dudes, and I'm not dark skinned, I'm not a West Night color, but I'm not high yellow bright either. But even some of those camel skin brothers, the brown tone, who are not dark chocolate, sometimes try to show that too. Cause I see some brothers trying to act like that, like, dude, I'm not on that level. Okay, okay, I know what you're doing. Because some dark skinned brother picked on you too, okay? Anyway, because they pick on us with us too, okay? It's not extreme when it comes to someone who's extra high yellow, okay? So, anyway, get back to the subject. So, that's what he did, okay? And he was trying to show how hard and tough. That's why he went along with the demonic gangster rap, trying to show how hard and tough. Diddy was hard and tough, but a pedophile and sodomite and all that other crap, okay? And he took the oath of Jim Iovine, for former friend, business partner, friend, Clyde Davis, who go both ways. But Diddy didn't internalize his oppression compared to Suge Knight. Suge Knight felt because he was too bright skinned, he had to be tough and hard, okay? Diddy dark skinned. Diddy is a predator not because he dark skinned, and the predator come in all colors. He a predator based on his actions, but if you did not know those allegations, you thought that Diddy was a cool person. Diddy, no homo, Diddy dressed nice, dressed handsome, because he said he woke up and he was roaches all over his face. He said, and when I get older, I'm not going to have this mess. He should have done it the right way. He shouldn't have done this satanic mess and abusing people and taking money. That's evil. You doing what your white slave man. You maybe don't look like a white slave man, you can be dark skinned, but you got white slave blood in you too. And you acting just like him on a plantation with dark chocolate complexion, okay? Did it. Anyway, but my point is, he put music of looking your best. Okay? That's what I love about the East Coast rap. They came from poverty, but they wasn't trying to like the Wu-Tang Clan. They acted buffoonery, but they still looked their best. They had nice clothes, nice Timbs, nice shoes, nice jackets, nice. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to look like this came from hand-me-town. You know what I'm saying? But West Coast, it was about gangster rap, and looking and they know they back in the 90s, both the thugs and thugettes looked presentable. Okay. 2000s and 2010s and 20s we waking up again. Oh Lord, they looking in. So that's why they say 90s are fine, because back in the 90s we believe in looking your best. When Biggie talking about getting Versace, you know why he talking? Yeah, it's a white on clothes on, because that's wealth. It's associated with wealth. When you go look at GQ magazine, you saw the models. At the time, they didn't have too many African models. They had mostly white models. They sometimes put a little light skin, higher, or sometimes Spanish, but they mostly had white models. They had Versace and Calvin Klein, all those wealthy designers. So when you talk about wearing Versace and Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, you associate your life with wealth. You know what I mean? And poverty no more. You see what I'm saying? So that's what Biggie was talking about. Biggie was dark-skinned Jamaican American, okay? God rest his soul. Okay? But in the East Coast, it was about, I understand they were going through gang warfare and police brutality, like Ice T talking about cop killer, and Ice Cube with NWA talking about fuck the police. I get that. I mean, Ice Cube, Ice T don't look, and Dr. Dre don't look like thugs anymore. Okay, but I'm just saying, DJ Y'all don't eat. I'm just saying, but y'all get my point. But back then, even the people who were thugs and thugettes and hood, they did not look. As soon as they got their check, they started looking like they just came out of every magazine. Okay, that and you know what I'm saying. But yeah, there was some colorism here because those who had natural curly, straight hair, who wasn't dark chocolate, if they were dark skinned, they had natural loose curly hair, straight or wavy. Like Maya Campbell, they used to play on In the House, and what's the other show? South Central. Okay, God help her out because she on that crack now. After her high yellow mama passed with BB Campbell, who wrote them books, she got off crack, and now she's back on crack, and Lord have mercy. And she was in that video, Sweet Lady, with Tyrese. But you be mine. She was fine to her. Oh, I love it, Samaya Campbell. She was fine back in them days. I'll be there. Yes. Have I told you I love you lately? See, we talk about black exes back in the days, like in 90's and 80's. Late 90's and 2000s, right after Clinton left and Gore lost the election and Bush's son came in, you start seeing this embracing thuggism. It's the crunk of the not the crunk, we call it the crunk music. Oh yeah, camera skin, light brown skin tone with dread, looking all foolish. What's his name? Lil Jon. Oh yeah, okay. The other bright skin Sean Paul, he acting. Oh yeah, he acting guilty. Not Sean Paul from Jamaica. Talking the bright one was in that song with what's her name, with Cherish. Do it to it, do it to it, do it to it, do it to it. Come on. Bounce with it, rock and the lean with it, rock and the snap. Oh, that's my song, baby. You can't tell me that song like 2006. I know how to do it. And Cherish, them fine brown tone, lot of brown skin tone sisters. They're actually all related. All of them are sisters. All four of them fine. There's some fine sisters. You better not say you did not know one day no sister. Some fine sisters. See, and I'm gonna tell you the image, okay? The mindset. Let's talk about the mindset. When Cynthia G talking about Dusty Buzz, she talking about ghetto looking, ratchet, buffoonery brothers who normalize they oppression. Same thing with Tommy still talking about the sisters, ghetto fire, ratchet looking women who get internalizing on oppression. But the problem is not all sisters and not all brothers live that narrative. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Since we going to social media looking for food and stereotyping the whole community. So going back to Exotical United version of 90's fine and pedalize. You dang right. They pedalize brown tone because they say we not light skinned no more. But let me explain why someone who's brown tone called himself light. Okay, because we know what the Africans looked like before the race mix. They were not complexion. They were dark chocolate. Okay, Wesley Snipes, Lupita Nyong'o, what's her name? What's her name? God dog it. Viola Davis, Michael Jordan. Not Michael B. Jordan. Michael Jordan, light brown skin. Michael Jordan. Okay. Okay. Shaq complexion. Okay. That's what because so if you're not that complexion, you was called light because it indicate you had some mixture in your bloodline, your ancestry that led you for not looking like that. Okay. As time progressed in the 2000s and 90s, late 90s, oh, you're not light skinned. You gotta be extra bright, almost pale. No, we know back in the 80s, I'm 45, I'm from the South, from Texas. Like, somebody got upset saying Trey Songz was light skinned. Yeah, in the South. Because we from the South, we know. Because this is the time of slavery, Jim Crow. Because race was important. Was utilized in Jim Crow and slavery. That's what we go by. So, yeah, colorism was big. If you was extra light, there were certain things you didn't go through compared to someone dark. Yeah, both go to oppression, but at the same degree. Y'all get my point? Like, for example, someone that's higher, bright like Drake gonna get more favors than me. I'm not as bright as Drake. But if I was next to someone like Tyrese, and I'm not Tyrese complexion, of course I'm gonna get more praise because I'm lighter than Tyrese. Y'all get my point? Okay, because y'all being dumb, stupid, ignorant, and when people, oh, that person, they were like, they're not saying they look like Mariah Carey, idiot. They indicating based their skin tone, the range of it's not the same complexion as dark chocolate. Okay, because we know what the people ain't on ship looking like before the race mixing. They were almost the color black. All right, exactly. When they started mixing with Massa, mixing with white folks and Indian, then our DNA, our ancestry started changing our complexion. That's why we don't look the same today. Okay, we don't look like we're on the ship because we got white and native and other communities and other ethnicity races, and that's the point. That's why we don't look the same. So stop with that lie. Because some one girl came out, she was being ignorant. She was saying the dark skinned females hate on her because she light skinned. People back in 2017, 16, 18, and people was like, oh, you're not light skinned. And I came on YouTube. I think that it's on my YouTube channel back. I forget. I still have my channel back now. She said, excuse me. She said, so I had to educate. I said, no. We know she's not, no, she about Sierra complexion. She about Lil' Kim before she bleached her skin. Lil' Kim was not dark skin. It was Foster Brown that was dark skin. Okay, it was Foster Brown the rapper, not Pam Grill. Okay, when she said, because I'm sure she's from the South, right? Those who are darker than you gonna hate on you sometimes because you're not the same complexion. They know what comes with it in this racist society. You know what I'm saying? And that's why me and my grandfather, my dad's side, we kind of beef a lot. We were cool. But my experience and his were different. Yeah, we both go through oppression because we were like our white ancestor. But he looked more black than I do. And around white folks, Hispanic folks, yeah, I'm going to still get some racism, but it's not the same degree. Someone that's extra darker than me. You get my point? So, that's why. But go back to the 90's fine. Yeah, because they did put on me on social media, they had media. They put in models every black magazines, people who did not look like technically pure black or Africans on the cover. And if they did look like that, they got surgery, they bleached their skin a little bit, they did some kind of authorization to fit in whatever. But, and I'm being real with you, and I'm trying to bash Miss Patti LaBelle. When Jagger White said that New Attitude had to come out the song due to her having a train done on her by Temptation, and if that is true, I do see that. Because let me explain why. Because Patti LaBelle did get discrimination because she was dark skinned. And I can see that she changed her nose. She's not dark like she was back in the day. She's not same as her complexion. You know what I'm saying? But you see how she looked different compared to she was when she was LaBelle's. You get my point? And maybe either besides Satanism in the industry, the colorism in the industry, which is also satanic as well, they told her, okay, you're not the market, so you gotta do something that you want this market still that's on sale. So in Jagger White's post, she said that the train, they did the Temptations, just my imagination, did a train on Patti LaBelle to get her New Attitude song back in 1980s, 80, 85, okay? And that's wrong. I mean, she shouldn't have to open her legs and have someone do a train her. Go ahead and let her music sell because she's talented, regardless what her color is. But see, remember who's running the industry? It's your Clyde Davis, it's your Tom Matolas, it's your Lucius Grams from the it's your Lion Cole, who's Israeli. He's not no European. He got blue eyes, but he's Israeli. He's not European. He's from Israel. He's Near Eastern. It's your Tom told them people, head people, and so people under them who white, whether it be Jew or Gentile. Not bad. I'm not here to bash Jews. Okay, I'm not. No, don't come in on me because bad become all religious. So they going by it. So they control the media, and you hear African descent living this lifestyle. Then why do you think that sometimes that our music don't sell? Why do you think that is? And I always say this, I'm not for segregation, but a lot of African people need to own their own music companies. like Bob Johnson, stupid, his behind, gave his business to what's that Viacom, who support the private press complex. You know, Barry Gordon gave his business Universal. He gave his business. That's why you see City Girls talking about twerk and had Motown. Now I know Don Ross, laid down with what's the name, Barry Gordon, but it was hush hush. It wasn't. She didn't go on there and suppress and support, twerking. I twerked on Barry Gordon. Ooh, ooh, I twerked on Barry Gordon and slept with him last night. And took the roll from Flores by the. Okay, I'm out of two. But she didn't do that. Okay, and said, come on, shake your ass like sexy red. She didn't do all that. Okay, she kept herself classy, right? Okay, you did not know that type of stuff going on till later on, right? Okay. Today, you have sexy red talking about being over, bitch, hands on your knees, okay? Okay, and you had twerk with City Girls, Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It is they use a Motown's name. Universal, Lucius Brown's his name is using Motown Barry Gordon's business name because Barry Gordon dumbass sold his business to them. Can't get mad now. Bob Johnson sell BET and he was dark skinned. He dark skinned brother. High yellow bright skinned wife. Inside piece. Remember he sold it because the side piece. The side piece. The side piece. Doing his affair with the side piece. His adulterous affair with that side piece. The side piece. Everybody said the side piece. Okay? You had adulterous affair with that side piece. When loving you is wrong, I don't want to do right. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. But even with BET, you saw a different complexion of us back in the 80s when it was owned by us. Okay, however, it still was some penalization of being not too dark, not too dark, and not having too kinky hair. If you have to put a little press, a curl perm, a S curl, a jerk curl. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, you still saw that in the 80s. Like I said, back in the 80s, in every magazine, you saw the skin, the lighting creams, back in the 80s, in Jet magazine. Okay, yeah, they had the men and the women on there. Sure did. Okay, all right, and people were buying it. People buying them creams. Okay, so my thing is that's what was going on back in the day. But the reason why you saw the 90s fine because we believe in looking presentable. The reason why you see a lot of colorism and patriotism, and I'm telling you the reason why that people, because social media is a big monster now. Okay, all right. So in 2000s, after Bush came in, and Obama, and then Trump and Biden, we see a decline of us believing in being looking presentable. We embrace looking ratchet. Not me personally. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And that's why people saying go back to 90s fine, because we believe you once you get them dollars the whole while you working, or if you are saying though a hustle or something, you trying to get out your situation of being impoverished. And not looking at why you think a lot of people actually saying went and bought a lot of Tommy Hilfigers. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Because it's associated with wealth. Okay? Yes, owned by white men. You know, he did not come on Oprah Winfrey and say he want to buy a color wearing his products. If that's stupid, he would not have dark skinned Tyrese and Foxy Brown. Because I don't forget Fox, but she was just kind of clothes. Thank you. You would not have dark skinned Tyrese wearing them clothes. Okay, back in the day. Because my thing, you make some clothes, you don't care about the color. You care about color green, not color some skin tone, okay? You care about getting that green, that paper, okay? He ain't coming in Oprah, she coolish. But back then, she was not trying to show it, okay? And she would not let this white man come on her show talking about that. That's a stupid lie. They was trying to make that because they lie up so people buy FUBU. And FUBU was making money. You buy a Tommy and FUBU. I remember back in the days, you had FUBU clothes and Tommy clothes. And you wear the cold water cologne. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget, you make sure, and if you didn't want to prime your hair, you got a fresh cut, a fresh haircut, okay? A fresh cut, a fresh fade, a flat top. Make sure your hair. See, we lost our standards because we let the buffoons who paid by the folks in the industry. to say it's okay to look ratchet. Let me explain. Remember on Martin, was she bright skinned? She was telling these sisters to not eat meat, don't wear weave, don't wear makeup. And when they got into it, I think either Martin or Gina pulled that long weave tracks out of her hair. Y'all remember that on the talk show? Okay, all right. All these blind sisters. Oh, I read your book. You right. Well, I ain't gonna do that no more. Meanwhile, she was doing it. And that's why I see when it comes to these people with these don't do this, don't that mess. Okay? Alright? Do as you please. But back in the 90's, you had to look presentable. If you're trying to get girls, if you are a thug, you make sure you took a bath. You put that lotion on your ashy ass. That's right. You don't go ahead and go ashy. That's right. No ashy hands and feet and legs. They didn't promote that. You make sure you look good. He's trying to present a woman. What woman? But then you hear, well, no, you trying to get hood rats. But once again, Lil Wayne was paid by them folks to promote that and cash money. Give me a project chick, a hood rat chick. One don't give a wood, don't give a fuck. See, before they went promoting, give me a hot. They had give me a gangster bitch. Yeah, back in 93, but gangster bitch was a woman look fine while you look fine, okay, as a man. Both y'all gangster looking, present I look like some buckwheats and pickaninnies on a plantation, okay? You know what I'm saying? But in 2000, here comes the machine, the puppets promoting it. So that's why people are now saying go back to 90's fine, okay? I'm being real with you. I'm 45 years old. I remember the 90's. You better not come out looking in a kind of way trying to get a date. What back in the day, the sisters had, not all sisters didn't have sense, but the ones who did, they didn't want you, even if it was from the hood, you looking like you just came out of a dumb, they ain't gonna go with no dusty food. But see, here in 2000s, we had Beyonce talking about I Need a Soldier, her and Kelly Michelle, and Fantasia, I Need a Hood Boy, and she paid by Clyde Davis to promote that song. I need a hood boy, a nigga this and that. Okay, and so the dude said, well, I don't have to look all presentable. I look every kind of way, still get bitches and hoes. And the bitches and hoes probably got cooch and stank, as was that sex red said. Okay, I bet her cooch and stank. Thank you. I bet the hood red bitch that you fucking and trying to tell you that you was because you gonna get some sex and make you feel like a man because you feel less than me without no sex. Yeah, let's be real, okay? I'm on YouTube and I ain't trying to be around, but I'm gonna be real. You feel less than a man not getting no sex, so instead of getting a good woman, you dumb yourself to a hood rat bitch, and she gonna take your dirty dick and I'll be nasty up here because she got dirty pussy. So I'm being real with y'all. And that's why folks talking about being 90's fine. Because if you were going to give it sexually, you make sure that penis was clean and that cooch was clean. Who want to wake up having sex and y'all both stinking? Your ass stinking, your feet stinking, your dick stinking, your pussy stinking, your underarm stinking. Nobody want to smell that. Y'all all live like the caveman, okay? In the Caucasus Mountains. What's called Caucasus Mountains, okay? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Remember, it took the Africans and Arabs to teach the Europeans to bathe. You sure live like your long list of European ancestors with black hairs, okay? Talking about I'm through Yugu. Yeah, these all about being Yugu. And it's funny that our white ancestors make sure you be exactly what they were back in a long time ago before civilization. Like, y'all so dumb, okay? Y'all dumb. So that I'm not, baby, I'm real. I ain't gonna sit here and be around the bush. Choose. I'm homeless now, and I still go take baths. I go find a way to get. You damn right to give us a bath. I go take me a bath. That's because I'm homeless. One thing my grandparents that grew up in Jim Crow told me: do not be part of your situation. If you are poor, don't look poor. See, we forgot that. We let them stupid fools and hijack hip-hop, gangster rappers paid by prison complex, them puppets being niggas to the white supremacists, whether you a Gentile, tell you to dumb yourself down, and because you don't have no sense of self and no sense of history. And I'm being real with you. These people here, and they embrace looking like pickaninny. And I did say that. I'm talking about my grandma on my daddy's side. Y'all embrace being the pickaninny and call it being black. And you have pure Africans. You make fun of being musty. But once they get their papers, their green papers, the green card and visa, and no longer be illegal in this country, and get their immigration status and get citizenship, they ain't being musty no more. They smelling good and living good and still wear African clothes, but still have nice houses and business while you still in the ghetto. Talking about I'm hood, I'm nigga, I'm a hood bitch. You damn right, I'm a hoe. Yeah, bitch. So y'all see the toxicity? That's the problem. So at least when you did call yourself a bitch, a hoe, or a nigga, you still look presentable back in the 1990s. Today y'all manifest that to the Jim Crow blackface to the point that it makes our ancestors turn in their race who are African American descent, whether it be pure African or mixed. Because none of us are pure black. I'm telling you the truth. So that's why back in the 90s we at least had sense. No. And it was silent generation motherfuckers and baby boomers who wasn't down with that shit. I'm being honest with you, because they want us to get their pain. Right. Yeah, because some of them, the baby boomers and side generation on their crack, or they went on crack. They mad the fact that we didn't grew up like them in Jim Crow. We had access to education and money and opportunities that they had doing Jim Crow. So they want to put that pain in us. It ain't, like I said, it ain't the white, no, I'm going to tell all my white kin folks right here. It ain't the white man's fault. It's these cotton picking NIGGERs, okay, who in our community make sure we don't get shit. I'm telling you the truth. Okay? It ain't the white, it ain't, no. And it was the white man. Okay, the white man had made it, but guess who still infiltrated? Folks of color, whether it be African or Hispanic, Asian, wherever. I'll be honest with you. They don't want to infiltrate it. It's people of color. Okay? It's the truth. I can't blame the white man for everything your bitch ass of color making sure I don't get shit. I tell it like it is. Shoot. No, this is 2025. We're not blaming white folks for every fucking thing. We blame these damn muscle folks of color who helping the situation and making it worse for us. Okay? Now I blame everybody of the same. Generalize, but we don't call it like it is. Okay? And we was in school back in the 90s. No. That's why, and I'm not making fun of nobody on crack, but I remember we did. Remember that song, your mama's on crack, right? Okay. That's wrong, make fun of some of mama, but why we was making fun of their mama? Because they mammy and them make fun of us who wasn't on crack, and our family was not on crack. We wasn't living proud. We not even bothering them. They gonna try to bully us and call us white boys and white girls, even though we all mixed white, because we not living a black inferior complex. Let's call it like it is. So in return, we say, your mama's on crack, right? Okay. You on welfare. I remember them days, I ain't thought I'd be on welfare my own self, but I remember back in the day, you on welfare, you in projects, these I got bare clothes, you gonna jump me and try to steal my members on the jacket because you trying, that was back in the day, build my own jacket, okay, because you don't got that shit, you trying to jump me for some shoes, some Jordan shoes, but you can't afford that shit, so in return we make fun of your bitch ass hoopo. That's what it was back in the day. We didn't even bother you. You know what I'm saying? If someone that got money borrow somebody poor, your dumb ass stupid. But the ones who come initiate who are poor, who the hell that was jealous, they'll take their jealousy out. And one thing they knew, half knew, now they take their jealousy out at the white man. At the white woman. Yeah, they knew. They knew their place. They knew their place. But to the African people, Spanish folks, anyone of color who didn't have mixed, didn't find whatever, because none of us are pure. Okay. They take their problems out on them because that was a little easy target. Okay, that was a little easy target. So that was the reason why they did that shit, because they couldn't go after Becky and Brad, because the Becky and Brad had somebody claiming with their ass. Okay, and who judge, the lawyer. Let's be real up here. I'm gonna sit here and lie. I'm not lying, cover up no more. I'm getting close to 50 years old. We gonna tell it like it is up here. Okay. That's why they didn't do that shit. They knew it would be consequences of their actions if you go mess with Becky and Brad Keys. Okay? They knew that. So, I remember, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You don't pick up nobody who don't have nothing going on. But when they start picking your bitch ass, you knew what to say, have get the mouth of gab and say, excuse me, yo, you ashy, your hair ain't combed, you looking like you came out of the street, gonna make fun of me. I ain't need to tell your bitch ass. It's your rebuttal in return. It was a rebuttal, okay? Now they all go offense. It was the offense when you got offended by somebody else. You gotta get my point. I don't forget them days. You getting gummy cheese. My mom and dad and grandpa, they were. We got clothes. You ain't got that shit. You mad because you ain't got shit, but they knew that. But they knew not to go to white dudes and white girls. Okay, because Becky and Brad, mom and daddy knew, and their grandparents, they knew somebody in law enforcement. Mm-hmm. They knew somebody that had access to go get your bitch ass in trouble if you ever did do it. I don't forget, baby. I don't forget them days. I am 45 years, be 46 in August, baby. Now I'm old school. I'm considered old school, right? They knew. They knew not to mess with the white kids that got money. Oh, they knew, but another brother and sister. Oh, they ready to jump you, beat you, cut you. If you had hair, show their sisters you had long hair where it was a perm, or your hair was naturally straight, wavy, curly, or you had a perm. Here's some sister who didn't have no hair. And she had to be dark skin, she be light skin, whatever. She couldn't grow her hair. Will come and try to cut your hair and beat you up after school because she couldn't get no girl mange. No wild growth. No color at all. Damn, you get food, so you get they had to pay for it. You need to get some color all olive oil and grow that damn shit. Some body pills. Shoes. Read some scalps at night so your hair can be moisturized and able to grow in them roots, okay? But she mad because she couldn't get hair like you. You be dark skinned with long hair, and some bitch gonna try to jump you because she couldn't get that hair. She couldn't get it before they were doing the weave stealing. Thank you. Before they were stealing wigs, because she couldn't get the wig and weave, she was trying to cut your hair. But she knew not to go to white girl like that. She knew. Okay? Same to the brother. He jumped you because your hair texture ain't like his. And if you had a perm, hey, I had a perm. And it was brothers, a dark-skinned brother back in 1995 trying to jump me in 1949 because I had a perm. If he didn't want his hair like this, he could get a damn perm too. That's why I said I'm for if you don't like how you have a right to alter your body. Where people don't like it, mind your what? Mind your damn business. Thank you. You love your body? Okay, then you love your body, mind your business. But don't worry about it. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? That's right. If you had that's right, exactly. If you had a perm in your hair and it was not looking like a perm, you had folks ready to jump your ass because they couldn't get their hair like that. All they gotta do is go hustle some money, get the hair, go to beauty school. Thank you. Get somebody to beauty school, get that fucking hair fixed. See them back in the days. That's right. So that's why Michael Jordan, he dark skinned. Now Ruben he paid money to Episcopal, but he ain't said a damn thing when his folks getting shot and killed over his shoes. That's right. Over his shoes. If the white folks use his name and picture to make money off him. He ain't said a damn thing to anybody. Hey man, y'all ain't start killing me over here with my shoes. Shoes $200. Somebody gonna jump you and try to rob you. Yeah, before they closed the Greenspoint Mall here in Houston. They had a ticket. Remember the 10 years ago, they had a ticket. You get a ticket to get the shoes. You better run in that parking lot before somebody try to jump you for some damn Jordan shoes. I'm being real with you. You had Star jackets. There were two Hispanic dudes that robbed my two brothers. Back in 1990, two Latin dudes robbed my brother gunpoint of the Stars athlete jackets, sports jackets. That's right. Don't forget them days. Because somebody was mad because they couldn't even po to get it. Instead of trying to find some money gain or side hustle, I don't believe in selling dope. They could at least do that to go get some dollars. They don't try to jump in and take your shit and kill you behind it. Okay, this is back in the crack area in the 1990s. I'm telling you, they still do that shit, but this I'm telling you. 90's fine meant you came away from that and you look presentable. You didn't have to get a perm, you didn't have to get your hair bleached or whatever. You still look your natural self, but look presentable, which your natural look. You were ashy. You had your hair combed. You had butt shots showing all that, looking like buckwheat. Okay, okay. You put a little ass machine in your fro. If you didn't want to, see what I'm saying? You look presentable. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. Because they were mad because they couldn't get that. Okay, that's why at the hood store, owned by African people or Asian, African, you had to go to the ugly hair store and get that shit and fix your shit so you don't have to worry about being jealous and insecure about that shit. Hey, that's the remedy. Shoes. Just like a woman getting mad because she got natural big breasts. Here come a bitch mad because she don't got that, so she gonna beat the bitch up. Bitch, you working, right? You get insurance. Okay, go to a plastic surgeon. Don't you go to somewhere and get overseas or somebody injecting butt shots and you don't know what they is. You better go to a professional doctor who has no complaints on their medical practice and get that shit done. Thank you. Get their breast implants. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you. People, if I can drive a Ferrari, you can get a Ferrari too, right? You shouldn't covet so much of stuff, right? Damn. These people, I'm just telling you, that's what it was back in the 1980s and 90s. And I remember someone said I was jealous. I said, baby, I don't have to be jealous of you. I can get my hair look like that too. It's just hair, right? I ain't hate myself. I choose to express myself the way the fuck I want to. I still love myself, but I express myself in my physique the way I want to, not your ass. Okay, thank you. Come on. I tell you like it is on my YouTube. I don't give a fuck. I ain't trying to. Okay? So that's what the meaning of 90s fun. Okay? That goes to hell and trial tribulations of that. Okay, so y'all get my thing? Y'all get my argument? So that's why. But see, 90s fun, you didn't have to be extremely light skinned, lighter tone, or loose curly hair. You look presentable and you look your best. And that was 90s fun. Okay? When you're a woman or a man, you make sure you put some lotion on. Calm them kinks. Calm them kinks. Brush your teeth. Take a bath. You don't have to go to the Galleria from Houston. That's the expensive store. Go to the Gucci. You buy some clothes that look presentable. If it came from Walmart or Kmart or Wieners, if you know about Wieners back in the day, okay, it looked presentable, and you can go about your business, and you look your best. That was 90s fun, okay? But today, y'all let the puppets of the industry dumb yourself down, and you just looking crazy after they dumb your ass down. That's the truth. I've been on with you. Shoot. Now y'all want to go back to 90s fun. If you kept 90s fun, you don't have to worry about it. Because I was trying to please your friends. What about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down? About your friends, they ain't your friends. They gonna stand their ground. They ain't gonna stand your ground. They gonna be around. Hey, they ain't your friends. You tried that. That's the part. I'm not a collective person. Be individualistic. I'm telling you, stop trying to please these people. Please thyself. Not in a non-righteous way. I'm talking in a righteous way. That's right. Exactly. You don't have to stop trying to please. Thank you. And that's the problem with some of our people. We so collective and dumb. Instead of being your own individual and stand out and start worrying about the other dumbass person thinks. Okay? You don't have to worry about that shit. But we too busy. We tell you to go along with the go. No, you can't go along with the go every time. You can't. And that's why everybody's trying to go back to the 90s fine. Because y'all, back in 2000s, when Bush came in, and Obama, and Trump, his first first inauguration, okay? His first presidency, okay? I think we woke up during Trump and Biden administration. We started being true woke, not fake woke. True woke. Cause thank you. Now y'all being woke, we back at night. We was looking, cause we believe in looking your best, and you track people who like you that you looking your best, not looking your worst. But y'all dumb yourself down and like a bunch of slaves on plantation who don't have no sense and being feed mine for massa, and say looking like pickaninnies is normal and normalize it. And I said what I said. Okay? I did different shelters. I had brothers looking at me crazy. I'm not trying to look like no ashy ass Sambo. You sure is the white man's nigga. Looking like Sambo on purpose. Looking like picking in, talking about getting some pussy. What type of pussy you getting? Some nasty hood rat bitch. And hood rat come all cubs, because I think I'm talking about sister. No, they get the trash white woman. Okay? Trash, they get trash, they get the trash of every color. Whether it be accuracy, Hispanic, that's trash. And I don't want that bitch. It's stinking probably like, I'm like Sexy Red. I bet we got what her race is, her coochie stink. Yeah. That's the truth. I tell it like it is, y'all. They on here lowering their stand for dumbass people. And then get high and looking all crazy. I'm being real with you. And try to dumb me down. I'm like, no, baby. No, bro. You ain't hurt my feelings. I'm defensive. But you ain't hurt my feelings. You look like picking in to call me all the time. You too soft. You must be gay. Oh, because I look presentable. I try to look presentable. And you choose to look like buckwheat. Yeah, I ain't trying to die myself. And you hang with a bunch of niggas who don't care if they ain't your friends, okay? That's my TLC, ain't your friend, or your enemies pretending your friends, okay? They let you down. That's right. When you get locked up in that doggone jail cell, they let you down. They don't get no commissary money. They don't get. That's right. Doing the police shootings, okay? Then the cops got their GoFundMe for their lawyers and commissary. But your ass who get locked up on purpose, you choose your friends you call your niggas. Do they give you commissary money? Okay, they give you legal fees to pay your defense lawyer. They don't get none of that shit. No, they don't. So they ain't your true friends. They're trying to live for it. You need to think about living for yourself and stop and not worry about people who don't give a fuck about your ass. That's why. So I'm telling you, thank you. Same thing with the women too. You over here trying to be the hood rat bitch, but your homegirl who got acting like hood rat bitches, if they have money to get you some defense lawyers, legal fees, commissary money. Okay, thank you. They ain't paying your court time. Thank you. So hush. They ain't buying you a nice outfit for your court. You can get hair done. None. You ain't got it like that. At least for breaking bread, when they do something to you, to us, whatever, they got money back up. Okay? You don't got shit. That's why I don't believe us coming together for damn segregation. You thanking Trump for segregation. Because you don't got shit. Why I don't want to segregate with someone who don't got shit? Thank you. You don't got a damn thing. Okay? Shit. I'm gonna segregate with somebody who don't got shit, trying to normalize that shit. Trying to hell the fuck no. At least give me something to fall back on. Anyway, that's all I gotta say.